Hej!
Hello!
Det är vi... Det är juni.
Yeah, man, you should talk into the microphone.
Hi.
It's not quite June yet.
I just checked out.
It's the last week of May when this is out.
Oh, it is? Okay.
But
whatever.
I always associate it with Memorial Day.
Oh.
It's when we...
Vilken är det? Vad är...
Memorial Day is like the troops who passed away in service of their country.
In every war?
Yeah, it's just
okay.
those that gave their lives.
Okay.
We thank them for their service.
Right, yeah. Det är ganska stort, va?
Yeah, and then you normally it's a Monday.
Yep.
So you always have a 3-day weekend.
Oh, no work.
No work. And then the Friday before, when you're in the military, they always have it like a planning day or something.
Mm-hmm.
So then you get a 4-day weekend.
Oh.
And that was how I came back from Iraq to my station in Turkey.
Yeah.
And you get 2 weeks R&R.
Uh-huh.
But as my job, I always had to do, I never got to do these, I never got Memorial Day and all of these days off.
Right.
I would always have my vacation with other controllers.
Okay.
But since it was close to Memorial Day, I asked my first sergeant if I could go directly to work and save my R&R until a couple weeks later to go on this Memorial Day trip with everybody.
Right.
And she was like, sure, you could do that. So I worked straight from Iraq, even though I was supposed to be on R&R. I took my R&R so I can go on this Memorial Day trip, and I met Sandra. So it was like, it was so much fate involved. And she was on her school trip. You know the whole story.
Yeah, but because of the storming of Normandy and Vietnam.
No, because Memorial Day weekend, I changed my R&R and got to go to Alanya with the busloads of people that went. And then I got to, because the controllers always went in July when they repainted the runway. That was when we took our trip.
Yeah.
So I got to go and bump into 25 Swedish girls.
And picked one.
And picked the one that I ended up married to. And I say that because we got married exactly 2 years later on Memorial Day weekend.
Oh, so anniversary på Memorial.
Not that day, because it's always a different day, because it's always that Monday.
Oh, right.
But it's May 29th, which is so that's our anniversary. So
how many years?
This year is going to be 17.
Whew.
And next year, our marriage is going to be an adult.
What does that mean?
It's going to be 18. It can...
Right.
Our marriage is going to be able to vote. It's going to be able to drink.
It's going to be myndig.
Yeah, our marriage is going to be an adult, so you'll be there too. We're going to have a renewal of our vows.
Oh, nice.
Since our marriage is finally going to be grown up.
Jag ska köpa ut på systemet åt ert äktenskap. För det får inte köpa på systemet. Not until you're 20.
Yeah, so we're gonna do a big vow renewal. I haven't told any of my friends. You're my first friend I told.
Oh,
we just decided to do it like last week.
I'm honored. I'll be there. No question.
Man, it's gonna be dope, man.
Cool.
Yeah. So this time of year when this comes out, this is what I'm always thinking about. And we always try to do the anniversary gift of that year. So
what do you mean?
The first year it's paper.
Oh, okay. Right.
So this is going to be
17.
So it's furniture.
What?
Furniture.
Okay.
No. Yeah, because it was crystal was silverware was last year, and then furniture is this year.
Oh, sexy. Here's a chair. Here's a table.
I don't think there's a traditional, because there's a thing, I'm looking at this thing, it says traditional theme, and modern theme is what it is. So now furniture.
Okay.
My wife's going to love that. So I got to get her some furniture.
Yeah.
For anniversary. That's trash.
Åk till Ikea. Köp en Billys.
I got her, normally I'm a good gift giver.
I don't doubt it.
Are you a good gift giver?
Nej.
You're so attentive and nice.
Men jag får prestationsångest. Så, jag försöker bara... Jag är inte så här... Jag är ingen bra på överraskningar och sådana grejer. Men jag slänger gärna pengar på en present. Så att jag med gott samvete kan säga... Titta vad dyrt det var. Typ så.
Wow. For the 10th year, it's 10, T-I-N, or aluminum.
Okay.
And I got Sandra some pink, I thought they were really nice, some pink aluminum earrings.
That's
she
nice.
never wears.
Oh.
And it sticks out as the gift that she didn't like.
Oh.
She's like, oh, thank you.
Det är svårt att bli glad över aluminium, antar jag.
Yeah,
exactly. That's not your fault.
Yeah, I should have just given her a soda can.
Yeah. Or just aluminiumfolie.
Yeah,
here, bake something. Yeah.
Make a rabbit out of it.
Yeah.
They like to fuck.
Yeah, you can make anything. You can just reshape it.
Like Pee Wee Herman gift. But yeah, man, it's been a fun ride, man.
Nice.
I hear about all this stuff about work, marriage is work, and all that. It's been easy, man. It's been smooth. Of course, we had our issues, but
if you love work, doesn't feel like work.
Maybe that's what it is. I'm a workaholic.
Yes.
So marriage is easy. Never put two and two together, man.
Oh, yeah.
Well, we're doing extra work because we appreciate you.
Yes.
LILs.
Oh, det här gör vi ju bara för er.
Yeah, man. There's other people out there that, believe it or not, they listen to this podcast without contributing extra to us.
De ger inte ett öre. Ni hörde vad jag sa. Inte ett öre.
Yeah. They're called fucking idiot losers.
Yes.
And we're gonna bring them in.
De kommer in nu och ni är mycket bättre än dem. Glöm aldrig det.
Yes, never forget it. So let's bring them in.
Yes. Det här är Teach Me Sweden, en podcast där vi blandar humor och svensk historia i en stor härlig gryta med syftet att lära oss svensk historia. Det är vi två komiker som driver den här podden och jag heter Erik Broström.
And I'm Jonathan Rollins. And in this episode, I'll be teaching Erik all about a wandering folk following a wonderful mystical animal.
And that's no joke.
Nothing to laugh about. I don't have anything else.
No.
Let's just do it.
Vi skrattar lite, nu kör vi.
Yeah.
That was weird. Vi låtsas alltid bli rädda i början. I don't know what that was.
I was thinking, I wasn't ready to start. I was taking a deep breath.
You did?
Yeah, and then you... But hey, it is what it is.
It's all good.
We're here, that's what matters.
Eller hur? Det är det som är. Vi är här för att lära oss och det är det man gillar. Det är så kul att ses också.
Yeah, man. It's nice hang, as always, on this lovely evening. And we're going to... I'm going to teach you today. Because we're two comedians and we are interested in Swedish history.
Och vi vet ingenting.
We don't know shit.
Eller, det är inte riktigt sant längre. Vi kan ganska mycket nu.
We know at least 105 things.
Har du briljerat på någon fest någon gång och bara uttryckt kunskap?
You know how many people have heard about Peruvian night treasures? And the fact that Swedes just didn't want to fuck with the potatoes.
Yeah.
And now everybody loves them.
Jag tycker det är ashäftigt. Folk är alltid typ så här, och sen så Gustav Vasa, jag bara 1524. We just know stuff now.
Yeah.
It's cool.
It's like, and it's icebreakers. We get icebreakers. And because of this podcast, you can icebreak and mansplain. And what more do you want?
That's all that I want.
Like a quality mansplaining is at the very least. We should be like a incel pod.
Det har gjort mig till en bättre och mer ödmjuk människa. Och jag kan berätta för folk som redan vet saker de redan vet. Det är kul.
But today I'll be teaching you some Sweden. And I'm a little scared because it's a very big topic I'm taking on.
Oh my God.
But
okay.
I don't know if I can do it justice. I know I can't cover everything.
Så känner jag varje gång. Don't worry.
Yeah.
It's all good.
Okay.
It's always A for effort.
You get A for effort?
Man måste försöka.
Okay. Well, I'm going to try.
Do it.
Today we're diving into the fantastic
and
The Fantastic Four Swedish edition. Hulke.
Hulke.
I don't even know if he's one of the Fantastic Four. Isn't there like some big strong?
No, it's he's
Stretch Armstrong and those guys, right?
Yeah, Hulken is not it, but it's someone brick or
big rock.
It's a big rock guy.
Sten,
of course.
And Sträcke.
Strecket och sten och is there a storm or
There's some lady?
I don't know. Yeah.
Kvinnan.
Wow.
That goes with this podcast. All the women that are forgotten in history.
Yes, unfortunately.
They don't even call it. They call it history too. It's fucked up, man.
Yeah, it should be her story.
Their story. They story.
The hen story. Their story.
This is a hen story podcast. We got to start saying that.
Hen story.
This is a hen story comedy podcast.
Why not? It's in the time.
We've gotten 5 words in to my story.
Oh, we have
5 words. We're already 2 riffs. 5 words, 2 riffs.
Okay, yeah, cool.
Today we're diving into the fantastic I'm just saying, the fascinating world of the Sami people.
Oh my!
My phone tried to Google.
Your phone did not like that information.
Yeah.
That was weird.
It tried to search.
Huh.
It triggered.
That's amazing, yeah.
Yeah, my phone, yeah. Google phone.
My ex is...
oh, no.
So don't fuck it up. No jokes. No, but I had a finsk flickvän som hette Sinikka och hennes släkt var från samerna.
Okay.
Finska samerna.
Interesting. Well, they are, as you probably know, the indigenous inhabitants of northern Scandinavia.
Yes.
We're going to explore their culture, history, traditions, and challenges that they face.
Love it.
And who are they? They are also known as I don't know how to say the A with the accent over it, but Sami or Sami with 2 A's.
I think, yeah.
They're the indigenous people of the Arctic area of Sapmi, which encompasses parts of northern Norway, Sweden, Finland, and the Kola Peninsula of Russia.
Oh my God.
Yeah, man. This is like the... Oof. I'm guessing they're really light-skinned.
Yeah, antar att de gillar kyla också.
Yeah, exactly. Light-skinned and cold.
Yeah.
Their population is estimated to be between 80 and 100,000. And they have a distinct cultural identity, language, and history that sets them apart, of course, from the rest of Scandinavia.
Right.
In Sweden, there's approximately 20,000 Sami.
Mm-hmm.
And most of them traditionally are involved in traditional reindeer herding. Did your ex's family do that?
No. Men hon berättade att de höll på med renar.
Okay. I looked into reindeer herding.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was curious. I was like, what the fuck is that, you know?
Yeah.
And I want to see what they... Basically, it's like it's traditionally involved in a semi-nomadic lifestyle.
Just det.
Where the herders, follow the seasonal migration patterns of the reindeer herds.
Right.
So they're just moving around to make sure that the reindeers can be taken care of, and they're essential for accessing grazing lands for the reindeer that are suitable for their diet throughout the year. So they move just to make sure the reindeer are okay. I thought that was pretty cool.
Så det är motsatsen till att vara cowboy.
Yeah, where you keep them there.
Instead of ringing them up, it's just like
just following
them.
It's like, oh man, well, it's March, and you know what they like. It's almost time for the berries.
Yeah, got to go.
Got to go. We're going over to the hood because they like malt liquor in the summer.
Älskar de där bären.
These reindeer want to go to Husby.
Yeah, they want to party.
Got a techno festival because you know how the reindeer are. Outdoor techno festival. What do you mean we can't get in?
It's an open air.
Me and my reindeer are ready to party.
You know, vet du vem den här renen är?
You don't let Dasher find out. This is Rudolph. You're not gonna let Rudolph in? Reindeer herding required extensive knowledge of the landscape, weather patterns, and the behavior of reindeer. The herders employ various techniques to manage and guide the herds, including the use of reindeer-trained dogs, lassoing, and vocal calls. I don't know what a vocal call, the reindeer vocal call is, but I'm going to guess it goes,
yeah, so, no. Probably. Or like, No, that's a crow. No, that's a crow.
That's what I should have looked it up. I want to know what a reindeer vocal call is. The herds move seasonally. They migrate. And then the Sami people, they use all parts of the reindeer for sustenance. Of course, food. Right. That's what we call it in the military. Sustenance.
Sustenance? Is that mat?
Yeah, it's like, food and stuff to keep you alive.
Okay, yeah.
And they use it for material goods, so like maybe a coat or something like that.
Right.
The meat provided a significant source of protein, and their hides were used for clothing, shelter, and tools. So the bones and antlers were like knives, needles, sticks, stuff like that. So they used the entire reindeer to help them get through life.
Nice.
And this is a cultural significance for the Sami people, and it shaped their identity, customs, and spiritual beliefs. Reindeer are sacred animals, and their herding practices often accompanied by rituals, songs, and storytelling passed down through generations. That stuff is so cool to me, man, when people are so in tune with something. I think about the American, we have the native population, and they have some in my family.
Oh, really?
I was always just interested in that
så
part.
Sjukt mindful about gå dit renar.
Yeah. Reindeer herding was typically a communal endeavor. Families and clans working together to manage the herds and share resources, and the herders have to cooperate with each other to make sure that the herds and the community keep thriving. Their herding practices have persisted for centuries, but there's always challenges because of us, non-Sami people trying to modernize industrial development, and then of course we're infecting the environment, and the environment affects these people. So there's that struggle there. So that's the reindeer part of it that I thought was pretty dope. Speakers of Northern Sami refer to themselves as Samit or Sapmelas, meaning the Sami fam, or like Sami family, kin, like family of them. And the word Sapmi is inflected into various grammatical forms. The word Sami is believed to have been borrowed from the Baltic word Zemi, meaning land. So it has parallels of Finnish, such as Häme, I think that's how you say that, for the region of Tavastia.
Mitt ex, Sinikka, heter Hämäläinen.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Hämäläinen.
Yeah.
Is that the mountains? I'm just kidding.
No.
Himalayas.
Oh, the Himalayas.
That's what we said about my grandma used to say that if her husband was asleep, laying down. No, I'm just a stretch. I was curious about how the Swedes treated them once they,
Bra tror jag. Jävligt bra.
I was like, it's got to be good.
Mycket bra tror jag.
But there's a history that dates back thousands of years. There's archaeological evidence that suggests the ancestors of the Sami have lived in northern parts of Scandinavia for over 5,000 years.
Varför var det på grund av renarna som de aldrig gick längre ner?
Probably, it seems like it must be.
Okay.
I saw now sometimes you might see a moose, but you don't see reindeer.
Right.
That's the Sumi that hang out. No, oh, we'll cover them later.
Yeah.
No. But traditionally they're nomadic. As I said, they rely on the herding for their livelihood. The first probable historical mention of the Sami is by the Roman historian Tacitus in AD 98.
Oh.
And he referred to them as the Fenni.
The Finny?
Fenni, Fenni.
Oh.
And that was used back then to describe the Sami, and then later in Sweden they used laps.
Okay.
It became more common because of Lapland.
Yeah.
The relationship between the Sami and the Swedish state, always tension, because they tried to basically assimilate them, like make them part of, and get money from them is another thing. The Swedish crown sought to exert greater control over the north, and it led to increased pressure on the Sami to assimilate into Swedish society. But Swedish society isn't really following reindeer around, so it's kind of tough.
Det finns för- och nackdelar. It could be a good thing, just not everyone follows the reindeer.
Yeah, exactly.
But då krockar man lite också.
Yeah. And of course, the Swedish people were like, or the Swedish society was like, you got to pay taxes. And they wanted them to also back then be Christian. And gradually take more and more of their land. It's like,
ni måste betala skatt för kyrkan, vi är inte med i kyrkan. Ni måste betala skatt för tomten ni bor på, vi har ingen tomt. Ni måste betala skatt för huset ni har, vi har inget hus. Ni måste betala skatt för bilen. Vad är det för något? Den har inte kommit än. Ni måste betala.
Yeah. We have a new tax that just came out called the reindeer tax.
Yes, that's it.
Have you registered your reindeer?
Hur många har ni? Flera hundra.
Damn, it's gonna be expensive.
Det är 2 kronor.
You don't have kronor.
Well, that's tax.
Here, I'll
also.
give you this. Now give it back. There were policies that were aimed at the Sami to try to get them to assimilate, and this went on into the 19th and 20th century. They wanted to Swedify the Sami. Some of the policies were Sami children were often taken from their families and placed in residential schools because they're like, everybody's got to go to school.
Ni måste lära er, stå till höger i rulltrappan.
And then they were forbade from speaking their language and practicing their traditions. That's like if you take some Muslim observer and say you can't pray to the east 5 times a day and all that.
Yeah.
The schools wanted to assimilate the Sami children into Swedish culture, and there was they attribute a lot of loss of language and cultural knowledge to that fact that they did that, taking these kids.
Var det på 1900-talet alltså?
This is in the 1900s. 18 and 1900s.
Oh, yeah.
The establishment of Swedish agricultural settlements in Sami territories led to displacement of many Sami people because they're like, well, this is ours.
Renarna får gå runt.
But this effect with them, the way they're living, it's not like, oh, we lost our home. It's like, no, we're losing grazing lands for our reindeer that are so culturally important to us. And Sweden was like, yeah, but we need to farm and forest, this land. So that disrupted the traditional reindeer herding practices. It's not like they familiarized themselves with the Sami
Nej, eller hur?
and what they're trying to do. Then later on, the earlier 20th century, the 1900s, there were racial theories. We've talked about that a little bit with eugenics and stuff.
Var de med i spekulationerna?
Yeah, and it was Swedish policies were influenced towards the Sami. The State Institute for Racial Biology, which was founded in 1922, conducted studies on the Sami people that contributed to discriminatory policies and practices.
Usch.
Yeah, man.
Usch. Stackare.
Yep. So there's a lot of challenges for these people, and but their culture is still strong. So, rich and diverse, I would say.
Men nu låter vi dem vara, eller hur? Eller liksom...
Kind of. We're gonna...
Hur illa är det nu?
Well, I'm gonna go through some of their culture, their traditions, and then I want to go through how... I was curious about how the royalty treated them throughout the different royalties.
Okay, yeah, cool.
So we'll do that. But first I'll talk about some of their culture and traditions, because they held strong. Reindeer herding still remains a vital part of their economy and culture identity. They still wear their traditional Sami clothing, known as the gatki. I hope I'm saying that right. I don't know how to do the A with the accent. But gatki is often brightly colored and intricately decorated. It reminds me so much of Native Americans. Varying in style between the different Sami regions. The language has several dialects, including Northern Sami, which is most widely spoken, the Northern Sami. And preserving the language is one thing that they hold crucial to maintaining their cultural heritage, obviously. There's music and art. They have a unique musical tradition known as yoik.
Just det, de är ju de som jojkar, ja.
It's one of the oldest living musical traditions in Europe.
Wow.
Yoiking is a form of song that often involves chanting or singing in a repetitive, trance-like manner, used to convey stories, emotions, and connections to nature. And they also have high art or highly regarded art. And they have traditional crafts, including the duuji, which involves creating practical items like knives, clothing, and tools, often decorated with intricate patterns and symbols.
Huh.
I wanted to hear some Sami music, and I thought I could play some for
Lite yoik?
I don't know if it's yoik. That's the thing. I don't know how to...
I can tell you if it's yoik. I know how yoik sounds, I think.
Okay. But I'm going to play a little bit of... this artist is named... Because I was just looking up some... I wanted to find some popular Sami music. So I looked up... I just Googled it. And got to Berit Margaret Oskal.
Okay.
And she had a song that was on YouTube. It wasn't on Tidal, so I wanted to have it on Tidal. So I found one of her songs, and this one's called Jaska. So this is what Jaska sounds like. I thought it sounded really good.
Det var det jag tänkte var jojk.
Okay.
Väldigt lugn jojk.
Yeah, and that's because they're like a traditional style
of
Sami music. I don't know. I thought it sounded good. I was kind of jamming it before you got here. When I went to listen to it, I was like, okay. I just had it playing while I was setting up the...
Were you also joiking a bit?
I was freestyling to it, but I just can't stop talking about bitches.
No, you were just joking right there, right?
I was just joking.
That was just joking
around. I'm just joking. No, but then I did become interested because, like I said, it's such a broad thing, you know, to talk about people. So I wanted to see how the different kings, kind of treated them. The initial royal figures who handled the Sami people in Sweden were the early Swedish kings, of course, and they sought to exert control over the northern territories, as you do.
Yeah,
especially back then in 1316. Through 1374, King Magnus Eriksson was a ruler.
Yeah.
And he was the first one that had formal attempts to integrate the Sami territories into the Swedish kingdom. His rule marked the beginning of organized taxation of Sami.
Okay.
Aimed at extending the kingdom's control over the northern regions.
Ooh.
1496 to 1560, we had Gustav Vasa.
Yeah.
He reigned. I'm sorry. No, he reigned. He didn't reign all that time. He reigned from 1523 to 1560.
Right.
And he significantly impacted the Sami through his efforts to consolidate the Swedish state, introduce more systemic taxation. So funny that they just want to get money out of these people, and exerted stronger control over the northern territories, including the Sami lands. And he aimed his policies at centralizing power. And that is what had the consequences for the Sami people, having to deal with that.
Så dum grej när man bara, de har inga pengar. Vi tvingar dem att betala skatt.
Yeah. It's not like they're taking resources from you either.
Det är som att tvinga sin hund att betala hyra hemma. What the fuck?
I think like India got it right with those, you know, that group of people that they're like, you just don't go fuck with. Remember the missionary went there and they killed them?
Yeah.
It's like, don't go fuck with them. Like, leave them alone. We see what happens when we...
De är inte... Fan, de vill bara vara i fred.
They're not taking shit from us.
Yeah.
Let them be. But he was like, they gotta be Christian.
Yeah.
And he gone. 1550 to 1611, Charles IX. Remember, we've talked about him. He had expansionist policies, like his predecessors, and he formalized a taxation system, and he tried to integrate the Sami more closely to the Swedish kingdom. He wanted to make them Christian as well.
Okay.
He was the one who was like, oh.
Men det betyder att alla misslyckas hela tiden. Och så kommer nästa kung och bara, men jag har en bra. Jag har en bra idé.
He's like, you know what we need more? We're out of grapes. We need more money. We need more grapes. So he wanted to Christianize them and bring them under more of a direct Swedish rule. That was his mission as far as the Sami were concerned.
Okay.
Queen Christina. She ruled from 1632 to 1654. She wanted to keep it moving in the same way, but she promoted scientific and cultural interests. So under her rule, Johannes Hafurus, I hope I said that right, published Laponia in 1673. And is a comprehensive study of the Sami people, which brought greater European awareness to the Sami culture and way of life. So we get a lady.
Yeah.
And she's like interested in, well, let's get to know the people that we're trying to tax. And,
Kvinnor ställer frågor.
Yeah.
That's it. They're curious, social people.
Okay.
Jag drar inte alla över en kam, men generellt så är det så.
So then we're moving ahead. Now we're into 1655 to 97, Charles XIth reign. They kept trying to integrate some more territories into the Swedish kingdom. He had regulations that he issued to try to control the reindeer husbandry.
What?
And land use among
what was
the Sami.
The reindeer husbands?
Controlling reindeer husbandry. I guess, what is it called? Breeding.
Oh.
I'm guessing that's what that is.
Right.
And he promoted Swedish settlement in northern regions. He's like, go up there, take it. Take it. And so it's more encroachment on Sami lands. Then King Charles XII, he had military conflicts.
Of course. Det var hans grej.
And so he wanted to centralize, like get all of the stuff under his control. So his main focus was on external stuff, like world domination.
Exakt.
But he still wanted the northern territories because that was good strategically.
Jag vill ha världsherravälde och jag vill att samerna blir kristna. Det är de enda grejerna jag vill.
So he didn't really. He was the one that kind of left them be a bit,
right?
Because he was focused on.
He got other issues.
Yeah. Then we got King Gustav III. And he was like, let's. He was into scientific exploration, cultural pursuits, and stuff like that. So he was trying to do urban development, cultural reforms. But this also increased attention to the Sami by the Swedish scholars of the time and the intellectuals. So they're saying that this era marked the beginning of ethnographic studies of the Sami culture and language. So now we're getting a little curious about get to learn these people. I think Christina started all of that. They're like, they're people too.
Helt plötsligt, istället för bara komma dit och säga så här, ge mig pengar, så är det typ så här, vad heter du?
You don't understand what I'm saying?
Then I'll make you speak my language.
I thought they were bad at Swedish. But they're speaking a different language. What type of Danish people are these? We got Charles the 14th, also known as Jean-Baptiste Bernadotte.
Ja, visst.
First monarch of the House of Bernadotte. And his reign saw Sweden's transition into constitutional monarchy. He focused on economic reforms and whatnot, but so he basically indirectly impacted the Sami.
Okay.
And then King Oscar, he wanted to modernize Sweden, so he didn't really focus on Sami.
Så retro.
Yeah.
Jag fokuserar på framtiden.
And now we move into the 19th and early 20th century when there's so much industrialization, modernization in Sweden. And then this is when the Sami communities, with their reindeer herding as the main thing, they start getting more challenges as we start.
Det är för att vi börjar bygga fabriker.
And we're affecting the environment and whatnot. Then there was still herding regulations starting to come out and intensifying, regulating reindeer husbandry as well.
But it's
like what's so bad? I guess the more than the more.
Typ renarna måste gifta sig om de ska få. I now pronounce your husband and dear. You may go into the woods and fuck.
So then, Sami, there were conflicts between Sami communities and then settlers that are moving in.
Right.
And then industries like mining and logging, that's going to be up north as well. Mm-hmm. So now they're really encroaching, especially the logging with the trees. And So the Sami, they face some assimilation policies start coming in as well. More Swedish authorities promoted Swedish language education in Sami schools and encouraged assimilation into mainstream Swedish society. Because why would you not want to be like that? But despite facing discrimination, marginalization, Sami people began organizing and advocating for their rights. Start learning the game.
Oh.
Activists and organizations emerged to address issues such as land rights, cultural preservation, political representation. The first Sami Congress was held in 1917, making a milestone in the Sami struggle for recognition and self-determination.
Cool.
In the latter half of the 20th century, there was a growing awareness of indigenous rights. On the international stage, Sweden, along with other Nordic countries, began to acknowledge the rights of the Sami as indigenous people with a distinct culture, language, and way of life. They are humans. And then there's institutions such as the Sami Parliament in Sweden, which provides political representation for the Sami community.
Just det.
So overall, the period after 1860 is when there's the policies with the assimilation policies, economic changes, and the activism that shaped the relationship between Sweden and the Sami. So today, the Sami people continue to face challenges, of course, land rights, environmental degradation, of course, because of us, climate change because of us.
Yep.
Imagine that if everybody was just following around the local animal and living like that.
Men
they wouldn't hear this podcast.
Nej, och Max hamburgare och kabel-tv, inte kabel-tv, Netflix.
Yeah, exactly.
Så mycket bra vi har.
Reindeer herding in particular is threatened by the loss of grazing lands, of course, changing weather patterns. And the stuff's changing so fast that you can't like naturally adjust, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
In like a season. Political representation and autonomy are also critical issues for the Sami, although there are parliaments in Norway, Sweden, and Finland which aim to give them a voice. There's still self-determination is an ongoing struggle for them. Despite the challenges, Sami people show remarkable resilience. There are numerous initiatives aimed at promoting Sami language education, cultural events, and political advocacy. The annual Sami National Day, you know when this is?
Ja, fan. Jag vet det för att fan, det var det.
I know.
Yeah, of course you do.
I've known for years. Everybody knows February 6th is the National Sami Day.
Oh,
okay,
right.
so Sami National Day is February 6th. I want everybody to know that. It highlights Sami culture and achievements through traditional music, performances, reindeer races.
Oh,
hello. Bet
nice.
365. Let's
nice.
go. And cultural exhibitions. This is something I didn't hear of course, until I did this, but I'm honestly going to try to get involved in it next year and do like something.
Reindeer races? They don't have a track, they just follow the reindeers?
Oh no, the reindeer is not going.
Det ser ut som att han tycker att han har vunnit, då har han det.
Who decides?
Who calls it?
Santa wins every year anyway. Fucking
Fat
cheater.
Fucking asshole.
On a sleigh?
Ja, det är bra jobbat.
But I'm going to try to get involved and learn more and actually celebrate somehow. If anybody is out there that saw me or knows more about it, I'd like to learn what I could do to celebrate on National Sami Day?
6 februari.
Or Sami National Day?
Jag lägger på minnet.
Like I said, I have a connection to indigenous people in America, and I know how they're treated in Australia and, all over the world. So I feel like they deserve to be celebrated, and I encourage everyone to do so. That is the story. Sami people, according to Jonathan in Sweden.
Och jag menar, det är ju avsnitt 107.
Yeah.
They were here first.
Yeah.
And we did it at 107th episode. Bra
We're no better than...
Svensk historia.
We're no better.
No. Men, vi...
I don't know if they would say they're a part of Swedish history.
Oh, that's true. Så vi har varit respektfulla.
Yeah, we didn't want to try to force it on them.
Ja, förlåt för att vi tog med i det här avsnittet. Men vi tycker att det är svensk historia.
We think the Swedish history should cover the good and the bad, and the way they were treated throughout the time is bad, and it needs to be highlighted is the way I see it.
Bra. I like. Tack så mycket, det var fint.
Yeah, man.
Ja.
You can give us your tax money.
Ja. Ge oss lite extra, bli Patreons, gå in på patreon.com/teachmesweden och det räcker med en 20. Och då får ni se oss när vi pratar. Ni kan se och höra avsnittet. Och extra material. Och ni gör oss glada och vi kan fortsätta göra det här.
Yeah, and you can send us your own stories if you don't want to hear about the Sami. If you want to hear about a different indigenous people that were neglected and forced to assimilate in religious changes. Other things are out there, and you can email us at teachmesweden@gmail.com. Put it in English for me or put it in Swedish for Erik.
Ja, innan vi lämnar av, mitt ex, Sinikka, och det här är hon som har berättat, så jag tar inte ansvar för det här, men hon sa att samerna, när de behövde kastrera en av hanarna, då var det den äldste av dem, alltså, som gick med flocken, som inte hade tänder, som fick ta renpungen och utan tänder liksom krossa kulorna. Jag säger inte att det är så. Hon sa att det var så.
Wow. Was there a lot of like suicide?
No, but
for people who don't want to be the oldest?
Eftersom de är sacred language, sacred animals, så det var som en hedersjobb. Så här. Du ska få kastrera den här hanen.
Finally he died. I can put those balls in my mouth.
Regulate the husbandry. That's what they called it.
You want to see husbandry regulated? Check out this ball bite. I'll show you. Just grab a congressman by the balls.
They call us husband regulators. We regulate any balls on our property.
Regulator! Mount up! All this time I didn't know that song was about the song.
It is. Okej, det här var Teach Me Sweden. Jag har varit Erik Broström.
And Jonathan Rollins teaching you Sweden.
Fred!